Hello guys, welcome back to another game dev stream. My name's Mike, aka Decimal Punked, and we are in Unity this evening, and the version we're using is 2022.3.26F1. So, Unity project, we are working on my 2D platformer. It's a university project. Last night's stream, I was knackered, but I did so much work. I did about 6 hours getting all the main menu UI set up, created a new scene. It's pretty much almost done. I just need to add in the sounds. So I've got a couple of jobs I want to do this stream. So one is to add music to the game, and then we need to add the sound settings to this menu that you're seeing at the moment. If I've got time, I want to do the end screen. So that's basically the win state for the player. So when they hit a trigger of something, we will call the end game state. We'll draw the canvas to screen, and basically say what their total time was, total score, and we're going to create a variable, a saved variable, which will be the best time, and we can basically kind of overwrite that if the player beats the time. Quite simple to do. I've not done it yet, but I've got two save variables at the moment. So yeah, let's jump into it. So if I show you what we've got at the moment for the main menu. So we've got the controls brings up this here. Actually, if I do this as maximized, you'll be able to see it better. So we click controls, we get the buttons to press and a bit of info on what the items in the game do. And then the settings here, like if you were to change these, it will set the graphics level as well as the resolution for the game. And once you've made those selections, it will save those to file. Clicking new game takes us into the game, and if we press escape, we get this menu up. We can return to the game. What else can we do? We can do main menu. So that's all working. I'm really happy with it. So first off, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add some music to the game. So on the canvas, have we got a script? We don't have a script there. I feel like I'm gonna add a script component for. I mean, I could get one for the main menu, but I feel it's relevant for the canvas. So let's just add the music for the main menu. So if I add, I don't think I've got any sound. I don't have sound on there. I do feel like we need a button click. I think I did that as a job. Yes. So we need to get a button click sound effect. But I'm going to just start by adding a sound component to the canvas. So audio source. Okay. Right. I've also made a list of everything in the game that currently has a sound component, because what we need to do is we need to go in and basically set the mixer. So this is canvas on main menu. Right, so the clip I'm going to use for this audio source, I quite like this song. think it's quite nice. Just for the title. So I'm going to click on the canvas and we're going to drag our audio clip. And this one, you notice that on the bottom right here it says loop. So we get the loop and we drag that into there. We want to loop it. So I'm wondering if that will do it without me even doing anything. Perfect. It works, guys. It works. I don't even need to do any code for it. I've literally just dropped it on there. I love 8-bit. I love the sound. Okay. That was nice and easy. Okay. Right, so music has been added to the canvas. And that's the title theme. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go into the main level and we're going to add the music to here. I'm thinking what I might do, I might just do the same thing, put it on the canvas. Because that's going to be a constant. Like the canvas has the HUD, the pause menu, so I feel like it's fine to put it on there. So let's just do the same there. So we're going to add audio source. I just need to make a note of this. So canvas on level 1 has an audio source. So this one, I quite like the Icy Caves, which is this one here. I did spend a bit of time last night listening to the different music and picking carefully because there's so many out there, and I was trying to go for something that might fit the environment. You have to bear in mind I've not done the art side of the level yet. I've already been planning the level design on graph paper, but I will be doing the polish and the background art and all the rest of it once all the mechanics are working, and we're kind of close to that stage. So I'll let it play. I love it. I think it's really good. It's like there was so much choice I had, guys. There was so much choice I had, and that one just felt right. Like there was some that were too fast. There was some that just didn't feel like they fit the environment. I didn't want to go for like a spooky sounding one because there's not really any ghosts in the game. It's just like a underground dungeon. So let's drop that onto the audio source for our canvas. And we need that to loop. Just double check that was the loop, wasn't it? Yes. Okay, perfect. Okay, you can't actually hear. I'm going to reduce the volume on it because it's quite loud. So if I set that to 0.6. I think that stuttering might be due to the tracking camera. That's something that I can fine tune. I'll put that down on bug fix. Okay. So I know that the sound effects in the game, they were quiet. Like I made these sound effects. And when I play them from my desktop, they're fine. I play them in the browser here, they're fine. But when they're in engine, they're really quiet. So I'm hoping that with the mixer we're going to create, we'll fix that problem. So if we just go on the main menu, perfect. Love it! I love it! Oh, baby! Oh, that's so cool. I love just having the music in. I haven't had music in the game this whole time. Right, add music to the game. Done that. Right, so sound settings. Right, so what we need to do before we jump into the what's its chops? What's the settings folder? Okay, right, so okay. Right, so what we need to do is we need to create an audio mixer. So I've done this in Unreal. I've not done this in Unity, but I found a video where they do set up the music. So in my audio folder, I'm basically going to create the mixer in here. So these are the sound effects that I made myself. So we're going to create an audio mixer, and we're going to just call this, just call it audio mixer, I guess. Okay. And then we are going to double click the audio mixer, and then under here we're going to add two groups. So one is going to be music, and the next one is going to be sound effects. Okay. So we've added the groups. So now what we need to do is we need to go onto all the audio sources in the game, and set the output of the component to this mixer. Now, if I go on here, yeah, that's quite crazy, isn't it? I don't want to allow the music to go any higher than 0 because that is really loud. The sound effects, however, I'm going to have the maximum volume set to 20 because they're just so quiet. Right, so let's go into our audio sources that are currently in the game. And then we're going to basically set the thing here. So if I go to the project, so I know that the canvas on the main menu has this audio source, and this is playing music. So we're going to go on here and we're going to say music. Okay, so output music as the audio source, sorry, the output. So, because that's a music track. So the canvas on the main menu has been done. I don't have the sound effect button for the UI. I will get that done and add that in. And then there's a few things in the game that will have that feedback for the user. So now we're going to load the level 1 scene. Click on the canvas, and this is music as well, so we're going to set that, the output to the audio mixer, and then we have a few more objects here. So we have 3 at the moment. We have the coin, the gem, and the player. So I went through all of the game objects and checked which thing had a audio source. Right, so at the moment there isn't actually a clip assigned to the player, because you basically put the component on, and then within the script, like over here within the script, you can then play an audio clip. You get the component of the game object, and then that's how you play the clips. So the player at the moment is only going to be having sorry guys, the player at the moment is just going to be having the bog standard audio source, and they're only getting sound effects played through their component. So on the output for the player, we're going to say sound effects. Okay, next up is the coins. Now I have a number of those in the game at the moment, but they're all prefabs. So if I go into my prefab folder and go to pickups, and if I double click on the coin, and then where I have the audio source here, we're going to set that to sound effects and do that. Okay, and the same for the gem. Oh, it's already done it. Well, that's interesting. Oh, sorry, no it didn't. I do apologise. Okay, so gem is sound effects. And then if I just double click on those, if I save and just double check, sound effects on the coin, so it's sound effects mixer, the gem, okay, so coin has the sound effects mixer, and the gem has the sound effect mixer. Okay. Okay, so that is done. Now, if I just check the prefabs, I'm hoping the prefabs will have that done. So if I just click on the coin. Yep, there we go. You can see that there, guys. Clicking on the sprite, you can see the audio mixer component and the output. That's all good. Right, so all of the objects in the game at the moment that have the a sound component, we've just gone through and applied our mixer to that. So we've added the groups, we've set the output of the component to the mixer group. So now we need to go on the audio mixer, and then we need to, on here, oh, there we go. Expose volume of sound effects to script. We're going to get that, and then we're going to get expose the volume of music. Okay, and then on the parameters, we're going to rename this to music volume, and the bottom one will be SFX volume. Okay. Hold on. I just renamed that. Cheeky. Cheeky monkey. Right. So the exposed parameters, so these should, I'm hoping, show up in the script. I'm not sure. I'm not sure if by doing that, that means like the C# script, or if that's the visual script. I'm not sure. But it was in the video I found, so we'll see if that comes up. If it doesn't, it's not a problem. So we've exposed the script, renamed the parameters. Right. Now is the fun bit. So we're going to go back to our main menu, and oh my god, my throat's really funky tonight. What we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to add in the options for the volume being controlled. I'm just wondering the best way to do this, because at the moment, like, this looks really nice. It's kind of like you want to have, you don't want the slider being too long. It would be nice if it was all kind of fit flush. I'm not sure how that's going to work, to be honest. Right, so we have the setting. This is the settings, graphics, resolution, the button. Okay, so let's create an empty folder, and we're going to call this music. Okay, right, so right, so it needs to be a slider. Okay. I just wonder if I've got a cool asset I could use as a slider, guys. I've got tons of stuff. I'm going to have a quick look. Because if there's something cool... I feel like blue would be a bit too much. I like the idea of dragging a beer. Let's just see what happens if we just drag the beer. Beer slider. I love it. I love it. That's awesome. What else have we got? The axe doesn't feel like it would be right. It's kind of like you'd want something that's kind of game specific, something that's in the engine. I do quite like that beer. But it just doesn't feel relevant. The lantern's pretty cool. There we go, preserve aspect. I like the lantern. The lantern's pretty cool, isn't it, guys? Let's just put it back to knob. We'll just have a look and see what other assets we've got. I really do like that lantern. The beer. I'm just wondering, actually, with the beer, now that I've turned on the... Yeah, the beer's a bit too big. The lantern's more... it's a nicer shape. The beer's a bit too wide. Let's see what else I've got, guys. That's the character warrior. Dude, I forgot I had levers in this. Oh, we got a lantern there. Let's see how that torch looks. I quite like that. That torch is cool. It's ever so slightly off. If I did 5. Hold on, where's it just gone? Where's the torch just gone, dude? What? I'll tell you what, let's get rid of that. I do not know what happened there. Why did that just disappear? Oh, it's the pivot. I think I was adjusting the actual position of it on the canvas. I should be doing the pivot. No, not the pivot. I've just done it again. That's a bit rubbish, isn't it? Why is it just disappearing? Let's just put it on there and stop messing around. I don't know why it disappeared there, guys. Put that on there. Preserve aspect. And put the scale to 1.5. No. Dude, why does it keep disappearing? Oh my god. That's rubbish. I wouldn't be having this problem in Unreal. I'll tell you that much, guys. What the hell is going on? Why is it... I'll tell you what, let's get this slider in place. Can we make the length of that a bit smaller? So it's a float. Okay, interesting. I guess we don't... Let's go for 2.45. The question is, what colour are we going to have this? We've got the fill colour here. And you've got the background. What colours would go good with that? I mean, we could see how a red. Mm, let's put that torch on. Right, so we want. Okay, if we put that there and just play around with our colours. I'm really not too sure on. I feel like red would be nice. And then if we, I don't know. What do you reckon, guys? What are your thoughts? Okay, we need to make it so the fill. Hmm. Um, let's see how it looks. I don't like how that slider bar, you can see when we're moving to the right, that bar kind of creeps past the flame. So on that basis, I'm going to see if there's another asset we could use that might cover that up a bit better. Let's see what other assets we've got, guys. Oh, that'd be cool to have a block. We could use one of the lava blocks we've got. I like that. That would be nice. Let's swap it for that. Oh, that's better, isn't it? Okay. So now the scale, if we do that to 1 and 1. Oh, that's much better. It actually hides... It hides... Let's change the colour of the red to maybe... like a pale grey. Let's see how that looks. So background. Let's see how pale grey looks. You want a tiny tad of colour. That's nice. That's like the tiniest shade. There's a tiniest shade of red there. I'm just going to copy that hex code. Right. So it's nice to have something that kind of comes a tiny bit close to the button, so it's not just all black and white and grey. I like that. That's a very nice shade of red. It just adds a tiny bit of colour to the UI. Let's see how that looks, guys. I like the yellow bar. It's nice and clear. I want to make that yellow the same colour as one second. Back button, there we go. Right, we'll copy that hex code and then we go to the fill. So that's now going to be the same yellow as the text on the... I actually prefer the yellow before. That's a nice colour. It's not too bright yellow. That's very subtle. That's not too in your face and rich. Let's copy that hex code and let's just see if we can get a nicer. That's really nice, isn't it? That's not too full on. I really like that one. That's cool. Okay. I'm happy with that. Right, so that is our slider button. So by default we'll have that as 1. Okay. Right, so right, so this is the music slider. So now what we need to do is, I'm just trying to think, should I have a tiny gap beneath the top and then just have music to the left, or Okay, let's copy the resolution box, copy that and paste that there. And we're going to call this, we'll call this music panel, because that's what it is. And hold on, why have I just put that there? Well, that's annoying. I don't know how far apart they are. That's a bit annoying. They must be 40 apart. The Y doesn't change. Why is the Y not changing? If I set that to 0... Okay, right, so... Okay. Right, 120, do that. Oh my god. I just realised what I've done. Right, everything... Oh my god. I hate doing the UI in here. I just really dislike it. Where has that just gone, bro? I'll tell you what I'm going to do. Oh, I don't want to have to change it, to be fair. Let's just manually shift it. What was the difference between the two of those? Minus 65. So, minus 65. One sec, minus 25.5, minus 65. Minus 90.5. There we go, that should be perfectly spaced apart now. Okay. So we're going to call this, it's going to be the music volume. And then if we put that just above there, and what we need to do with this slider, this is what I mean, it's The other option is to shrink it. Okay. How does that look, Mike? How does that look? Let's give it a test. I think that's enough of a slide, isn't it? Like, the thing is, I don't want that block being... I don't want the block being any bigger, but if it was, it'd be nice to fit there, but it would be too big for the slider. At the moment, that fits nice in line with the other boxes. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to call this music slider. So I'm really happy with that. I like that. Right, so we're going to copy this whole music one, and we're going to call this SFX, and then on the panel okay, this is going to be the tricky bit. Was it 65, I think? I think that's about right. Right, so one thing, what we need to do, guys, if I just show you the audio mixer, right, if we click on sound effects, the minimum volume is 80, so dead silent. 0 is standard, but the maximum possible is a value of 20. Now, with the sound effects, for some reason, my sound effects in the game are quiet. So I think I'm going to allow the slider value of the sound effect slider to be 20 as the maximum, minus 80 as the minimum. And then with the music, I'm going to limit that to standard 0, minus 80 being the default. So we're going to go onto the music slider, And we're going to say the minimum value is 0, and sorry, the max. Oh, it won't let me do that. Interesting. There we go. Okay, you see that? So we're saying 0 minus 80. Right, so now for the sound effects slider, we're going to say minus 80, and then was it 20, I think, for that one? We just double check that. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, 20, minus 80 and 20. Okay. Oh, sorry, we need to rename that, don't we? Sound effects slider. Sound effects slider. Right, so the music slider, the minimum is minus 80. Minus 80. So music minus 80, maximum is 0. And then for the sound effects, we have minus 80 and then 20. Guys, just need to go for a bio break, but I will be back. Nature calls, you've got to answer the phone. Be right back, guys. that, guys. Sorry about that. Okay. Right. I don't think I'm going to have any more options on my on this window. On the settings, I think that's plenty. Got the render quality, resolution, music and sound. Right, so now what we need to do, the sound effects slider and the music slider. Have those values there. So okay. I wonder how we call this. Okay, right, so hold on, where is that code? What is that code for? Controls, settings. So I've got main menu. This is for the main menu. This is for the controls. And then this is for the settings. Okay. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Right, let's move this bad boy down there. I don't know how much code we're going to need for this, so I'm just making room. Right, so if I just look at my objects, so we have the back button, the drop down, so we need to get the two sliders. We're going to need a save variable to remember user music, user SFX, so it remembers what they were last set at. I'm not going to add in an apply button. I know you tend to have that. I had it in the very first game I did. But I'm not, I mean, I could have it in. I think I'll just leave it out. Right, so we won't do the saved variable bit at this moment. So we're currently in the settings menu. Right, so what we need to do, we need to add two game objects. So we're going to have music slider. It's going to be a game object. So we're going to get the music slider, plug that in there. Okay, and then we're going to create an SFX slider. So at the moment we're adding these game object variables so we're able to control them. So we're going to get the SFX slider. Right, so we've got our variables there. Okay. Right, so the code isn't going to be as long as this because these two sections are to do with the drop downs. Whereas with the thing at the moment, it's a slider. So what I'll probably do is have an on update event for this. Oh my god, I can't type. So let's get the music slider. Okay, so we're going to get the value of the slider. Slider, get value. Why did they think giving the float and the integer variables a very, very similar colour tone? Like they are barely apart. The float is a very pale blue. The green is like teal. It's so close to that blue. Someone with colour blindness and things might mistake that. Not a good design idea, Unity. Really not a good design idea. Right, so let's plug that in there. So we're getting the value of the slider from the music slider. Okay. So what we're now going to have to do is we're going to have to somehow get the I'm not sure how to do this, but we need to basically go into the audio mixer group music and set the volume to whatever that value is. So oh, hold on, why did that, I didn't, oh, 0. Right. So, audio mixer, maybe? Ah. Okay. So get audio mixer there. And then you're going to want to like set I think it's going to be set float. Let me just, I want to read that description. Sets the value of the exposed parameter specified. When a parameter is exposed, it is not controlled by mixer snapshots. You can only change the parameter. Name. The name of an exposed audio mixer group parameter. To expose a parameter, go to the audio mixers group inspector window and choose the exposed parameter name to script. Oh, okay, yeah, got it. Use to set the exposed media parameter to a new value. Perfect. Okay, got it. Okay, so basically, where we change the name in the audio mixer, remember up here, so where we've got music volume, if I just copy that, And that is here. Right, so now if I say that is the parameter, do you remember what it said, guys? Let me just show you that again. The set float, it's saying the name of the exposed audio mixer group parameter. We've got the name, so now we've got the float. So now what we're doing is we're setting the float to that. So now what I should be able to do is basically we can just quickly test this. So what should happen is when we get the value of the slider, and whatever the value of the slider is, that's what it will set the music volume to. So that is the smallest bit of code compared to these behemoths. That's insane. Let's give it a go. I just need to pause. I always listen to a music channel while I'm coding. It keeps me relaxed. Right, let's give it a go then, guys. Let's just test it. So we're expecting the volume to change based on whatever we're doing there. So let's give it a go. That's almost too quiet. Okay, that's good to do that. That means we can adjust this to maybe -40. That was just too quiet. Sorry, I just had to note down the bug. That's better, isn't it? Can you hear that difference? That's halfway along at the moment. Right. And then if I just change that back to -80. But remember, I was halfway there, guys. It's mute. It's gone. Do you know what I mean? That's too... Yeah. I'm glad I adjusted that. You can still hear it. Oh my god. Right. I'm going to change it to 0.6 minus 60. Sorry guys, I'm just listening. I'm going quiet because I'm trying to listen, make sure it's you can't hear it. Okay. Right, so what I'm going to explain now is sorry, one second. Basically, with the sound effects, at the moment there is music playing in the main menu, so we don't need to add any component to the slider for the music because we can hear that adjustment as we're playing with the slider because there's already music playing. However, for the music, for the sound effects slider, we're going to have something. So when the player is holding the slider, if they're holding the slider, like we play a sound effect basically, and then when they're adjusting that, it will do that. So I think I'm happy with that. I am happy with that, and I'm happy with the variable I set. Minus 60 is good. I think I'll set the sound effect slider to the same, minus 60. Okay. Okay. Right, let's just quickly... one second. I'm just making sure, guys. Bear with me. So we're going to have to add the code in here for the audio mixer. Oh my god. Sorry, there's a lot going through my head at the minute. Oh my god. Right, where was I? Settings. Okay. Right, let's create the slider, the variable for user music. So we're going to call this user music, and this is going to be a float variable. So we're going to say set that variable to whatever the user has picked. So we're going to set the user music based on that. Okay, so when the slider for the music is being adjusted, and we know that's a float, we are plugging that value into the variable for user music. So that's, if I just test that actually, we should be able to see that. Hold on. What? Where's that just gone? Are you serious, bro? It was just there. User music, float, set, save. Why did that disappear, bro? Interesting. Why did that not change? Oh, okay. You see that, guys? Bottom left, the float. Minus 60 and 0. Remember I set those values in the slider. So we know that's working. Okay, so this little beauty here is all we needed to get the slider to adjust the volume of the music and save that user data to a variable, user music. So I'm going to just comment this, and we're going to say adjusting the slider changes the music, the volume of the music, and stores slider value as saved user variable. And we'll give this a nice blue colour. I quite like that shade of blue. Why am I not seeing that? Why am I not seeing the... Oh, is it because I'm there? Actually, there we go. Okay, so next up, what we need to do is we need to add in a section here so that when the settings menu is opened, we're basically going to set the value of the slider based on the user's last preference where they left the slider. So we're going to get the music slider, and we're going to slider. We're not going to get the value, we're going to set the value. So we're going to slider set value. That goes up there. And we're going to get our saved user music and plug that in there. So that slider should now that should be that should set the value of that. So let me just check this works. We're going to test this. So what we'll do, we'll go into the menu. If I just click there, okay. So it's basically minus 14. And it's remembered it here. Can you see at the bottom left, the user float? Okay, so minus 14. So if I now play the game, I'm expecting that slider to be set to the same volume it was the last time. There you have it, guys. Now, what did you notice? Listen carefully. When I press play, the volume is... you'll hear how loud it is. Get ready. You hear that? Right. I click settings, and then it's going to lower it back. Okay. So to overcome that problem, if I just change that down to like almost done, come out of there, try that again. Okay. So something we need to do, because the main menu is the first widget drawn to screen when we play the game. So in here, we need to set the volume of the music to whatever the saved variable is, okay? So I'm going to go back into the settings menu code, and we're going to set that. So I'm going to copy that, and then we're going to get that and just plug that in, okay? Right, so we go back to the main menu code, and at this long ass section, we're going to add in another step. Oh. Can you not add 10? There we go. Right. Okay, so we're going to set the float, and we're going to get the user music. Plug that in there, and whatever this float value is at will be the volume of the music. Okay, so that is literally it. These tiny 3 boxes does that job. So we're gonna go up to here on the last pin, drag that down to there, and I'm just going to put that there. Okay. I'm really happy with this, guys. I'm really, really happy with this. Okay, so settings. So that sets the slider changes the volume. The slider value is set based on whatever the user last did. And now we just play test it. So when I press play, we're expecting the volume to be normal because it's currently at 0. Okay. So if I do that, if I just turn it off, that's going to be -60. You hear that? Right, and then if I go into my save variable, -60. So what I'm expecting is now that I have adjusted that slider, I'm expecting when I click play, the main menu isn't going to have any volume because I've just said in the code, set the volume based on the user float. So if I press play, it should be quiet. Magic. And that's how we do it, baby. Right, so now we can move this bad boy down the bottom. We're going to put that there. That is that simple, guys. That's all we had to do to get the slider on the settings functioning. Like, this is it. These boxes here, this extra section is because I wanted it to remember the user settings. So, you know, it's nice and easy. Right, so the next challenge, if any, is we need to... what I want to do, I want to play a sound when the player adjusts the slider for the sound effects, because as I mentioned, there is a music track playing in the main menu, so that will basically well, when we adjust the slider it changes. One thing I need to quickly check, sorry, is that the music of the main menu stays the same. If I just turn that off. Oh. Okay. Oh, I'm so happy it works, guys. I love this UI. It just looks so slick. It looks so nice. And the things that matter stand out. It's really clear. I'm really, really happy with it. Okay, so the sound effects. So I'm wondering if there's something we can do to say on. It's like on mouse hold. I don't know if we can even do that. Because first off, we need code for when the sound effects is going to mirror this, but what we need to do is have the on click. So I'm going to see if there's something for on click. There isn't anything for slider, is there? Right. I mean, is it called? It's like you want to get the handle. Slider handle. Get handle. Hmm. Um. Slider. Sound effects. So we're basically saying on. Oh, that doesn't seem right. Um, on mouse down. Right, let's give it a tag. We're going to call this SFX slider. Oh my god. Right, SFX slider. So that slider now has the tag SFX slider. Get the tag equal does the tag equal that. So we're saying get the game object. So what we're doing here is we're saying if the mouse is down on the game object for the slider, if that's true, play sound effect. So the only problem is the canvas has the audio source. So I feel like I need to add an audio component to the sound effects because basically if I was to play the audio thing through this audio component, I think it would stop the music playing. So I'm going to add a component to the SFX slider. We're just going to give it an audio source. And the output is going to be the SFX because it's for the SFX slider, right? So then we're going to one second. Let's just go to the other scene. Just check. Get the component. get the component of the sound effects. Hold on. Oh, there's nothing that comes off of that. Okay. So want to play clip. So let's go back to the main menu, canvas, script. What clip are we going to play, guys? Okay, I think the coin's a good sound. Right, so PU coin. Let's see if that works. I'm not sure if that's going to work. Oh, I know why it's not working. It's because it's get game object tag. That's why it's not working. There we go. Let's see if that works now. Okay. I'm going to try something else. I'm going to put the clip into there. I'll go to script graph. Oh, dude. There has to be something. Let's just, for the moment, do a... Let's just see if that works. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Come on, there has to be something. We just want it to play once. It's doing that automatically. I'm not even selecting it. See? On select, maybe? No, I don't even know what goes in that. That's annoying, isn't it? um, I'm not too sure on that one. Let's query this. There we go. All right, let's see if that works. Hmm. Not really sure if this is going to work. No idea. May not. Hmm. I have no idea if this is going to work, guys. I have no idea if this is going to work. Bro, this can't be this hard to do this. When it's changed, we just need to trigger the sound. I genuinely don't know. um, I don't know how to do this bit. Well, this is rather annoying, isn't it? Um, damn. How can we? How can we do this bit? How can we do this bit, guys? Just want to say, if it's changed, like, thanks for the spam view, Lusty. Appreciate it. I'm literally on the last bit of this UI. Um, hmm. Right, it's asking for event data. Should we see if that works? Oh my god. I don't know what goes in the event data. Hmm. Struggling with this bit, guys. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's the node we need. So on drag, play. But what plugs into the event data? That's the problem. Hmm. Is that going to work? Oh my god. I did it! I did it! Oh, I did it. I'm a genius. I'm a genius. Fantastic. Okay, so when that's dragged, we're going to play that, but we need to have a delay because as you heard, what happened there, it plays it so much. So we need to have a delay. So if we have it at, I don't know, 0.2. Let's see if that works. So just having a delay there, guys, what that will do is just reduce the insanity. Oh. What was the other on drag? On begin drag, maybe? That might be better. Because on mouse drag. Is that the same? We'll do what we'll do, so we know that on drag it does it constantly, whereas if we did begin drag, that might be better. Let's see how that works. Oh, have I buggered it up? I think did I screw it up? Oh my god. No. I think that works better just having it there. Okay, the on drag is a little bit better because It gives the feedback, but it's like you only want it to do it once. Okay, so we need to have something. Ah, there we go. Hmm. Um. See what I'm trying to do, guys? I mean, it might just be easier just to have the other on drag, on this one. We'll just have that one, guys. It does the job. It works, but I would prefer it if it was the on drag GUI event, because that way it plays all the time. But the problem is it plays every time it's moved. It's playing the same thing over and over, like in a stack. But I'm not sure how to make it so, you know, if one audio source is playing, you can't drag it. So, but this does do the job. Sorry, a little bit tired. Why is it doing that? Dude, I've not even... Why are you playing... I've not even... Oh, it's because of the unawake. Silly sausage. That. Let's try that again. It does the job. I should leave it and stop mucking around. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'll leave it like that, guys. Okay, so we'll move this down here. We need to make a... Hold on. In the main menu. Right, so that, I don't need to add in the sound effects. Oh wait, actually, yes I do. Yes I do. Okay, right, so if I go to the settings, what we need to do is we need to basically copy this. So if I Right, get the sound effects slider. We're going to update. We're going to get value. Why did that just... And then we're going to get audio mixer. And this is going to be the sound effects. Let me just double check. I did have the SFX slider to... Yeah, SFX audio. Perfect. Okay. Right, so now we're going to set the float. So the value of the slider goes into there, and we just need to go and get the name of the exposed variable. So we go on here, click that, click here, click the sound effects volume. We'll just copy that, come off of it, go back to the script graph, paste that in there, plug that in there. So that is the same as that. May as well just get the variable done here as well. So we're going to call this user SFX, and this is going to be a float, and we're going to put that there, and we're going to say set. And whatever the slider value is will be the user effects will get saved to that. So up here we need to do the same. We need to basically set the value of the slider, same as we've done here. So that does that. So when we do the slider, we're adjusting the audio mixer group for the sound effects, and then we're saving that variable. So now if I go up here, we are going to right, so we're going to get the SFX slider, and then we're going to get the user variable they've saved, and we're going to set value. Set value of the slider to whatever that is. So sound effects slider, user sound effects. That's that bit done. That's that bit done. So now we need to go onto the main menu code, and we're basically at the start here, because technically the user could click new game straight away and jump straight into engine, into the game, sorry, and we need to make sure that these are set at the very start of the game. So I'm going to get the user FX. I'm going to get audio mixer group, and this is going to be sound effects. And we're going to, hold on a minute. Oh yeah. Set the float. If I just go back to the settings, that's the name we need to copy, SFX volume, go back to the main menu, and plug that in there, and this value goes in there. Bring that up, bring that down a tad. So we're getting the user FX, whatever they last used, and then we're setting the sound effects volume to whatever that value is. So now we just need to add on another pin to here, so make that 11. Oh, 11. 11. Dude, why are you not doing 11? No. Oh my god. No way. Is that the cap? That must be the cap. Oh, that's interesting. So 10-step. There's a limit, guys. Push it to the limit. Right. It does look like it might have a limit, but that's not a problem because if you look at this code here, this is all branching. This is all branching, guys. Technically, we could have one step here with all the branches going off of it, but that would make it an extremely long graph. But it's not a problem. On the 9th section there, I'll just move this onto the end here. I'll just do that instead. Dude, I can't stand some things about visual scripting in Unity. I really don't understand. Okay, well that's going to do the job. It's going to set the float of the music volume mixer and the float of the the music volume group and the sound effects group. So that is done. Music volume. I've just realised my music's not playing, guys. Okay, so that is all set up there. Start of game. And then on the settings menu, we have the sound effects there. We have that displaying correctly. So what I'm going to do is we're going to add we'll copy this code here, the writing, sorry, and we'll do that. So adjusting the slider changes the volume of the sound effects. I want to copy that lovely blue colour. Consistency. Adjusting the slider changes the volume of the sound effects and stores slider value as saved user variable. And then this one here, when user drags the slider a sound effects is played to give user audio feedback for volume level. It's a perfect description. Okay, so this section here is to do the graphics. This is to do the resolution. This one's to do the music. Why does that feel larger? What I'm going to do, I'm going to have that beneath because this is related to the sound effects. So I didn't want to have it on the same row. I'd rather kind of, well, I know those two beasts are next to each other. But I do believe, my pedigree chums, that is all set up now. Really straight. The easiest bit of code in here, apart from the buttons, is the music, funnily enough. It's taken a little while to set up, but these were the big boys. These ones, the resolution and the graphics. Right, we need to test this works. So I'm just going to pause my phone's music. Okay. So we're going to be listening for the sound effects. The volume should change as we play with the slider. Are you ready? Oh, do I need to change the value of that? -60. That's really quiet. In comparison to the music slider. Why is that so goddamn quiet, dude? It's still so quiet, guys. Bro. I want to watch that. I'm going to see if this changes. No. Interesting. Why is the sound effects not getting played? You can see that, guys. It plays. Yeah. One sec. I just need to make sure I didn't mess up the script graph. No, I didn't. Okay. So, when we're adjusting, it was quite good having that audio mixer up, actually. Because we can see that sound being played. It's really loud, right? So why, when I go into the game, am I not getting a noise for that? You're seeing that? There's nothing. That's really strange. Why is that? Uh... Hmm. Why is that? Why? Why is that not red? That should be playing at the volume I set. Why is that not doing it, guys? Why is that? What's gone wrong? Why is that not? I can see that the volume is correct, but for some reason the music in here just, like, I know it's working because you can hear the music, but listen to the, that's the volume of the music, right? Music volume. You can hear it. What is going on with that nonsense? Why is that not? I don't understand why that's not doing it. Why is that not doing it? I wonder. Let me just try something. I don't understand. I do not understand. Well, that's the prefab for the... Oh, sorry, that was the gem. I'm in the gem code. Not a problem. I did not even hear that. Cannot play a disabled... What? Nothing's been disabled. What is it on about? Disabled? It's not disabled. That was odd. That was very odd. So... This is baffling. This is baffling. Really don't understand it. This is for the coin. And this is for the gem. So that's all fine. So if we go back to here, I don't understand why it wasn't. Was it because it didn't have the play and wake? Is that maybe why? Because on here, no. How strange. How peculiar. Let's give it a test, guys. Oh, I love that music. It's so cool. Okay, right. I'm happy with that. The only thing is, right, I've noted that down as a bug fix. So we've created the audio mixer. We've done the minimum values. So we've got the music slider, minimum 60, maximum 0. And the same for the sound effects. We're making that be louder though, because for some reason in the game, they're just, I don't know why. I just don't know why it's like, I'm just going to show you guys just so I'm not going mad. I need to play it focused. Sorry, 1 second. Right. I have the graph here. Look at these yellow arrows. You can see the sound effects is max volume. It's at 20. You see that? If I go into the game, it's at 20. It's not. It's like it's not. Doesn't make sense. Like in here, I have the audio component. I've literally got that there. And it's the same in the other level. So I really don't know why it's been a bugger, basically. But that is the UI complete. I've put that on a job to do because I'm going to query that with the lecturer, because it's I don't know why it's. I've had that problem since day one. Like, I've got the mixer set up. There's no reason why it shouldn't. Well, why it shouldn't be working. Right, so sound settings are done. We have, as you can see, We have the music slider. We have the sound effects. If I set those both to there, we close the game, it's going to remember the location of those sliders, or position, should I say. Even the values. Yeah. Right, so all we need to do now is just shift this panel. So we're going to make the scale, maybe go for 20. And then if we minimize those, select those, we should be able to shift those up. Is that a bar distance? Okay. I don't feel like I want to shrink that. Like if I just test that. Let me play that maximized. I'll tell you what, I can shrink that just a tad. Why did that not? Point 0.5. Okay, right, so now we get these, not the button, because the button is central. I just want to shift those across. That looks good to me. You don't want to have empty space on the UI. Like this has got perfect amount of space either side pretty much. It's nice and flush. I think that's nice. I think that's, I feel that's plenty. I feel that's good. I don't want to squish it anymore because it will just look a bit too claustrophobic. This one's just info. That's nice. I'm happy with the spacing on that one. I really don't want to shrink that anymore. Yeah, I'm happy with that. I'm really happy with that. I'm gonna call that there, guys. I know I've not got on to the end screen, but I need to eat. It's 11 o'clock. I had a late night last night. I spent about almost 6 hours doing this UI. So what have we done? We have successfully set up all of the settings. We've done the entire main menu. Sorry, I'm just going to show you that one more time. The only section that I've not completed, well, I say finalised, it's this section here. When I put in a power up, I'm just going to have a little panel added onto here for the power up. So that's literally a 5-second job. 30 seconds, maybe a minute. But that's the last thing to go on there. But new game takes you there. We have the controls, we have the settings, you can choose the graphics, the resolution, the volumes, everything works. I'm really happy with it actually, and I just feel like the whole look of this is really nice, and it's just everything's nice. Like I could make that a tad. I could maybe make that one a tad bigger. Just a tad. If I go on that panel and just say 0.35. There we go. It was a little bit tight to the edge. That's better, isn't it? See, we've got a nice amount of equal space around the border. The controls, I'm happy with that. I know it's tighter to the edge, but I'm okay with that. And then the settings has got sufficient space around the edges. I don't want to make more space on the controls. Let's see how it looks when we get that last bar in. But I am happy with I'm happy with the spacing on that one. And just expanding this main menu here, just with that tiny bit more size around the edges, has done quite a nice job there. Because it was a bit tight just before I made that amendment. But that is the UI menu fully functional, guys. We have the pause menu as well. So that's a tiny bit tight, but I don't want to have that any bigger because this is the in-game. Like, this is literally in-game, so I don't want to make that too massive because the pause menu, sometimes they're full screen, sometimes it's just something saying pause. But I'm happy with that one, leaving that. I know it's a bit tighter around the edge, but I am so happy with that. So it's all functional. I know I keep clicking through it, but when you've spent so much time on something, it's just nice to take it in and sit back and look at the work that you've done, you know. I'm really happy with that. Right, so the code, this section here is for the main menu. So these 4 sections handle the buttons and what they do. This section is basically, because the main menu is going to be the first screen the player sees, this is kind of like on game start, it does all of this. So we pause the game and then we check the user graphics save variable, and we check what index it's at, and then we set the quality of the game based on that setting, Same for the user resolution save variable. We set the screen resolution based on whatever the user has chosen. And then at the last step, the final step here is setting the music and sound effects group mixer, or audio mixer group. We set those based on the saved user preference. And then going into the controls, there's only one bit of code. There isn't even a code for that one. There should be. Oh, sorry, I'm on the main menu, that's why. So, sorry. The code's attached to the like the parent folder. Right, so the controls menu, very simple. There's one button. That's it. There's literally one button. And then the settings menu, this is the beast out of the whole lot. So all of this code, this top section here, basically the moment the settings menu's opened, we're setting the value of the slider based on the user's saved variables. And then this bit of code here handles the quality level of the graphics. This section handles the screen resolution. And then this bit of code is what we've done tonight, is to do with the audio levels. So we're adjusting the music and the sound effects, and then that code there at the bottom is to do with clicking back. And that is it, guys. That is the main menu UI fully complete. I know there's a tiny bug fix with the sound effects not playing at the correct level in game. I'm going to query that next week. But other than that, the UI main menu is ticked off. All the system settings are done. Graphics, resolution, music and sound effects. We've got it all in there. I'm very happy with the look. I hope you guys like it too. So I'm going to stop for a break now. It's 11 o'clock, so I don't know. I'd like to come back because I'd like to do the end screen for the game. Because at the moment I don't have an end screen. I have the pause menu, I have the checkpoint system, but we need to have something so that when the player reaches the end of the level, we draw up the UI for the level complete. So on that we would basically have like the time taken and the score of the player, and then on top of that, we would have the, I can't think. You'd have like a high score. So that would be a variable that we can predefine, and then if the player managed to beat that time, we can update that variable and overwrite it. So that would be another saved variable. So that won't take me too long to do at all. So after I've had a break and some time to eat, I'll probably come back and maybe get that done, because that's quite an important stage of the dev. But things are going really good. I hope you guys enjoyed that stream. It's a lot longer than I thought it would take, but we got there. I know I had some issues with the slider. Similar to the drop-down buttons on the graphics and resolution, it was just basically making sure we're calling the right function, especially on this one here, guys, the on begin drag event, for playing a sound effect when the player interacts with it to give the user feedback, audio feedback, so they know the volume level being adjusted for the sound effects. Other than that, I think it's quite a good video. I think it's going to help some people that haven't done this before, maybe. So yeah, if you enjoyed the stream, feel free to follow. If you want to watch back some of the previous game dev streams, I've got them all archived on my YouTube channel. You can find that in the panel below. Don't forget to subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys. And I'll be back in about an hour and a half's time, and we'll do the final bit of the UI. Thanks for joining me tonight, guys. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon.